Welcome back to the CCS Championship Sunday as the championships now continue on with Michigan State taking on Drexel. And our second Final Four game tonight is Akron awaiting the winner in the national title game.
Yeah, Akron, what a performance from them over Mizzou. That was just insane. They were down 1-2 going into game 4, and then they just won 3 straight to make it to back-to-back natties. And what an insane look for Akron. And now, we talked about it a little bit. The winner of this one, they got to be a little bit threatened already.
Absolutely. Again, you just watch the Akron manhandle Missouri at the end there. They turned things around in a big way.
Yeah, they really did. Now we're gonna see what everything looks like further forward. We'll see if Drexel are gonna be able to get through Michigan State. This is a match that I'm really excited to see. We saw Michigan State. They have themselves looked really good. We saw them take down Florida, had a little bit of a scare in a couple games, but ultimately the Spartans, they looked really in control. Drexel, they've looked confident through and through. Their most games dropped was 2 to Northeastern in the regional final, and ultimately they're looking poised to make it to the Natty.
That they are, and we're just waiting on Drexel to hop in the lobby here. As Michigan State, it's already here, and Jonas, I think in this series, Michigan State looked really good yesterday and really good on Friday, but again, Drexel, one of the best teams in the country as well. They've dominated. Do we see the Scarabs come out tonight?
I maybe. I don't know. If they get up enough, maybe. We saw them versus Northeastern. They started out in the Scarabs. I believe it was Angebro from Northeastern who was able to kind of bait Barron into going Scarab game 1. And then Northeastern quickly turned it around. They had themselves a 2-1 lead after game number 3. And in game 4, they dropped the Scarabs. Drexel dropped the Scarabs completely, got back in it, eventually got themselves to match point, got themselves in the Scarabs again. But they've beat Northeastern plenty of times. Michigan State, that's kind of a different question.
Yeah, again, they did play Michigan State all the way back in week 1. They did beat them 3-1. So, again, they do have history and success over Michigan State. We'll see if that transpires into tonight.
Yeah, the only team to actually take Drexel to the full length of a series this season was Arizona in non-conference, the 6th seed out of the West in this tournament. They were the only team to take Drexel to 5. Drexel swept Akron. It was a perfect sweep over Akron in the non-conference, and they took down Michigan State in non-conference as well. This is a team who there's a reason they're the number 1 overall seed. They are looking to prove why here tonight.
Northeastern did it too in the CAA tournament regular season finisher in week 6.
Oh yeah.
Although Drexel went to Scarabs after game 2, it took them took them 3 attempts to finally close the series out. But they stuck through the Scarabs, and Northeastern did bring them to 5. But if you want to talk about real, actual having to try, Arizona, the only team in the country to play Drexel to Champions Field.
Yeah, and we'll see if Michigan State can do the same. I'm excited to see what the Spartans can do. They had a little bit of a scare against San Diego State, that one going to 7. They dropped 2 to Florida, but ultimately they have looked poised. We'll see what they can do against Drexel. Me, Nation, I have Drexel winning it all, so I think they're going to get through this one. I do have it going all the way to 7, but we'll have to see. National semifinal number 2 set to go. Drexel versus Michigan State.
The Spartans and the Dragons underway in their second semifinal. Akron awaits the winner.
Yeah, and ultimately we could see a repeat national championship from CCS Season 4 if Drexel are able to make their way through it, and we could see Akron versus Drexel again for 2 seasons in a row, and that would be pretty crazy to see. But Michigan State, they're looking to ruin that here.
30 seconds gone, and again, Akron will play the winner of this in the national title game, and will play the winner of this to open up Season 6 in the Summer League. Is up on fires. Barrett will find the opening save.
Yeah, and it's always fun to see, the two teams return to play, in non-con to open up a new season. We of course saw it, Akron versus Drexel in non-conference this season, but last season Akron, they 4-2'd Drexel in the national championship, and then in non-conference we saw Drexel take control. But speaking of, it's going to be Michigan State who take control here in game one.
And Morvo going to find the first for the Spartan offense, 57 seconds in, and Michigan State on the board early.
Yeah, Michigan State, their offense is one of the most fun to watch as well. I mean, you look at teams like Drexel and Akron, and they seem more solid all around. But in terms of that high-powered offense that just puts on a show, you look at teams like Michigan State as Knock finds Morvu for goal number 2.
3:56, and Michigan State a 2-0 start, Jonas, and this is not looking good early on for Drexel.
Yeah, minute 4 seconds already being able to put up 2 and already having 4 shots in just a minute is insane. Morvu already having himself 2 on the tally, both assisted by Knock. We'll see if that pace will indeed keep up. Oppom a good 50 here. Kevin and Zerf able to find their way out momentarily. Knock gets it over to Morvu again. A redirect up high towards the backboard. Kevin will steer it away, and Kevin, one of the best players in CCS. You could argue that he is the best in CCS individually.
He's up there for sure, and again, got really close to an Earl CS this past weekend, but it didn't go his way in the Swiss States. I think he got to round 5 though.
Yeah, I casted that nation. I hosted the Cobalt team stream and watched him make it to the 5th round of Swiss stage, but fell just one series short as Oppom will add on another. Knock has 3 assists in the first 2 minutes, and Michigan State, this is a dominant opening run.
Almost very dominated Akron in game 1, and we're seeing that come to fruition again here. Michigan State 3-0 up, a minute 46 seconds in, and the Spartans 81.25% when scoring first.
And ultimately, like you said, we did see Missouri get a dominant game 1 victory over Akron, but we all know what happened after that. Akron were able to get themselves right back in it and take that series in 6, and now we'll see if Drexel are going to be able to do it. And again, Michigan State, this is a team that a lot of people, at least in the bracket challenge, a lot of people had Michigan State making it to the national championship, but no one had them winning it.
And they got a lot of people to prove wrong. That's for sure, as no one, again, picked Michigan State to win the CCS national championship. But again, Drexel, everyone saw Drexel on their side. It's like, okay, they're not going to beat the Dragons after what happened in week 1.
Yeah, I think that was the big thing. We have seen this Drexel team. They really have stood out as something special, taking down Akron in week 1 of non-conference. That was really showing, I think, that full potential of what this team can be. But obviously, that was a little while ago now, and now in the tournament in a single elimination stage, it's a completely different environment than non-conference. But we have seen Drexel be here before. We've seen them have success, but trying to get back to the national championship for a second time, it's never going to be easy.
Never easy at all. And again, the semifinals are one of the most difficult rounds of this tournament. Jordan is having to beat another number 1 seed to advance to the national championship game. But a minute 40 to play here in game number 1. Still a 3-0 start for the Spartans, Michigan State.
Yeah, I think this is the first game for Drexel where we are having to see them really show up and show out. And I think they're really going to take it seriously, as this is just going to be a massive own goal from Barron. What in the world happened here?
It was trying to be a back pass, and it turned into a just an own goal. Barron tried to, I think, throw it back to Kevin, and it just got sent away.
And that is a free 4th goal for MSU, and Drexel not looking the part here in game number 1. And ultimately, if you're Michigan State, you got to be more than content with where you're at right now. You're up 4-0 against, the reigning runner-ups in CCS, and you have yourself a lot of momentum going through it. And ultimately, Drexel just haven't looked all too threatening on any side of the ball right now.
I mean, what do you do if you're Drexel, though? Down by 4 minutes to go. How do you go into game 2? Just kind of forget about what happened in game 1 and move on? Or, what can you change going into game 1? Game 2, I mean.
I mean, I think that's got to be the biggest thing, of course, trying to keep that mental going. Ultimately, we got to see the defense lock in a little bit more, cut off these plays from Michigan State a little bit earlier, as we, of course, saw the first 2 goals just in just outside the first minute, and ultimately the offense has obviously got to find more of that success as well. And yeah, be a goldfish, Nation. You got to have that short memory.
30 seconds to go here in game number 1. If Drexel's offense can, maybe find a goal to, get their offense started and get some momentum going into game 2 to, play off up to kick things off. But, game 1 is all Michigan State, just despite the own goal, still a 3-0 deficit would face the Dragons. But, this clock comes to a close, Jonas. Bad games happen. We saw Akron open up with a horrible game with Missouri in game 1. Things can rapidly change, and I'm sure Drexel's well aware of that, and Michigan State wants a fit that they're going to find for to play.
And Morvu going to get himself a hat trick here in game number 1. I mean, Knock will pick up his 4th assist on the game, and ultimately game 2 is going to be very telling, because this is not a good look for Drexel, but we also saw the same exact thing happen with Akron in game number 1, and they battled back right in game 2. They were able to take that game, and immediately they were right back into the series. If Drexel are able to do the same, they're going to be just fine, but if they drop back to back, that's where things get dicey early on.
That it does, and in this tournament, as we know it, unforgiving as ever. Bad starts can spell demise, which it has in the past. We'll see if it comes back and, affects Drexel tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be really interesting. I mean, I have a lot of faith in this team. I've seen them play quite a bit. We've seen them, dominate teams left and right, and obviously we saw it versus some of the best taking down Akron, taking down Michigan State in non-con. But it looks like early on the Spartans may have taken that a bit personally, as they are coming out of the gate firing.
That they are. 5 minutes to go here in game 2. We're underway. Michigan State has a 1-0 start to this best of 7. There's almost a 1-0 lead early on.
And we'll have to see. I mean, Michigan State, they have had themselves a really good start, but they have had some mid-series slump. 4 out of their 6 losses have happened in the middle 3 games, in games 3, 4, and 5. So we'll see if they're going to be able to stay consistent all throughout. But I mean, if they're able to get a good of a start as this that should propel a lot of momentum going forward.
That it should. Surf almost a save off the post there to keep Drexel unscathed, but Drexel's offense still has yet to generate a goal. And remember last night, it took Florida 18 minutes of game time to score an offensive goal against Michigan State.
Yeah, and again, that's just showing the kind of pitch control that Michigan State has. But Drexel, they're different beasts, as right now they're going to have to try and show it. Knock, try to pre-flip, could not get all the way around it. Up bomb, a good challenge, and you can immediately see already Drexel having trouble getting out of their own half with a ton of control. Barron to Kevin. Will just nudge this one towards the corner. It's played away by Knock. He'll get another clear out as Zerf trying to get something going offensively. Morvu will cut it down. Maybe a look here for Kevin. Outsped by Op on the transition and play.
3:40 to go here in game number 2, and already out the rip. No early goals this time around as Michigan State, though, drop down. Morvo finds Op-Bomb. This one is good from Op-Bomb.
Perfectly barred down, and Michigan State will add on another, and you can see the defense from Drexel just had nowhere to go, nothing to do. And Michigan State, they are absolutely feeling it early on in this series. Drexel, they need to turn it around.
Barron gonna watch this one wide right as no one there to finish. Surf back towards the corner, looking to set up the offense here in Michigan State territory, but Op-Bomb quickly to clear that one out of harm's way. 3:15 remains. It's more of a one-on-one in isolation. Kevin, a big save. Kevin couldn't get back to that one in time, but Michigan State's offense is unrelenting.
Yeah, it really is, and Drexel, ultimately not able to get theirs going at all, as Op-Bomb might have a look. No, it's going to be wide into Kevin, who'll play the clear out, but it falls right back into the hands of the Spartans. Morvu trying to go middle again to Op-Bomb. Gets himself a good 50. Kevin trying to play it off the backboard. Will do just that, but can't get around Knock. Michigan State they're just not letting Drexel have a moment of peace in this game too.
Yeah, Florida did score a kickoff goal about 13 minutes into last night's game with Michigan State. That was their first real goal of the series, but it was another 5 minutes later until they scored their first actual offensive goal, and we'll see how long it takes Drexel to get on the board.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, this is not a great look for your offense to already be taking this long to get underway. And Drexel, again, one of the best teams in the nation. They're the number 1 overall seed going into it. They took down Michigan State earlier on this season. They took down Akron earlier on this season. I mean, and right now, this is not reflective of the team who was able to do that.
Not at all, but again, Drexel elected to play second. They were given the option to go first or to go second tonight. They chose to go second. And it's Knox Hill is going to find goal 2.
And again, the defense just not being enough out front. Zerf waiting on the backboard. Barron waiting towards that corner. Knock just firing it where no one was for Drexel. 2-0 up. Go Michigan State. And Drexel are in trouble. If they let this get to 0-2 down and Michigan State have all this momentum, can Drexel bring it back?
I mean, we saw Florida bring it back, so I want to say yes. And Drexel, obviously one of the best teams in the country. They're number 1 overall seed in this tournament, so you can never count them out. Like I talked about earlier, any team that's made it this far is here for a reason.
I mean, we're going to see if they can really fight to adversity here, as they are going to need 90 seconds left to go here in game number 2. And Drexel has still had very minimal looks. Their defense holding on there with a good save from Kevin. But as of right now, through almost 9 minutes of play, Drexel has only been able to put on 6 shots and have 0 goals to show for it.
Yeah, and again, it's just their offense can't generate anything. But Sir fires this big save. Knoxville gonna keep Drexel from scoring again. And Cronus, this is starting to spell a nightmare for Drexel.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, getting shut out in the first game, getting blown out 5-0 is one thing, but again, returning to game number 2 when you have to adapt and getting shut out again is a completely different storyline. And Kevin trying to pogo his way through the midfield, can't do so. Now we'll get a soft touch looking back for Barron. It's taken away again. A good 50 from Morvu. Off bomb through the corner. No double here, but again, Drexel just seemed to look to be nowhere to be seen in this one.
Been almost 10 minutes, and Drexel is still yet to score. I mean, how long can you let this go on before it just is over?
I mean, we're going to have to see. There's still 20 seconds for them to try and at least get something on the board. That has to be priority number 1 for the Dragons, is just find that 1 goal. May concede another here. Morvu looking for a double, can't put it on target. 10 seconds left. It looks like that'll be all she wrote for game number 2. Michigan State are in the driver's seat, and Drexel have not been able to show up so far.
Not at all. 10 minutes in is 0 goals for the Dragons, as Michigan State has dominated the first 2 games offensively and defensively. I mean, again, 10 total shots to just 3, a big difference here in game 2, as now the Dragons still searching for answers.
Yeah, a 7-0 aggregate favoring Michigan State through the first 2 games. Again, Drexel, they've only had 7 shots and they have gone 0 for 7, and that just it's frankly not good enough for the Dragons. You're not going to be able to take down a team like Michigan State with those kinds of numbers. You need to speed up on offense, and Drexel just don't seem to be connecting whatsoever.
I mean, throughout the tournament, Drexel's defense has only allowed more than 2 goals in the game twice in this tournament prior to this series, and similar to Missouri, Drexel had not been shut out a single time prior to tonight.
Yeah, now getting shut out in back-to-back games. We saw it happen to Mizzou to end the series, but to open up a series, that is a completely different ballgame. And Drexel, they have to really fight against the mental. Game number 3, Drexel, they need to find something here. Otherwise, I think it might just be all over for them.
I mean, yeah, it reminds me of Houston basketball. And you know what they say about the Houston Cougar basketball? It's 40 minutes of you-know-what. And Michigan State's dealing that same energy right now.
Yeah, they really are, and they just seem unbeatable. And Drexel, they got to take matters into their own hands. They got to get a goal across soon. Otherwise, again, their season, their tournament run might just end here before another national championship. But Barron will break through. 10 minutes and 30 seconds, but Drexel finally find one.
Well, there's the start. Drexel's offense, after 10.5 minutes on the dot, finally connect for their first of the game in the whole series.
And up bomb just backflipped at the near post. He was really awkward, was not expecting that read, and props to Barron for being able to put it away. Now we'll see what Drexel can do with a first goal. Not only their first goal, their first lead, their first time really in any sort of control versus Michigan State.
Sometimes, once you get one to fall, good things start to happen. We'll see if that kind of can snowball this Drexel offense to continue to see success in this series. But, again, you get the start, but you got to go finish it.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing here. Morvu, no looks here. Zerf slicing and dicing up into the backboard. Open look for Kevin. Weak shot. Saved by Morvu. That one needed more behind it.
Drexel an 86.7% conversion rate to a victory after scoring first. And we'll see if they can turn in Game 3 to a W. But Michigan State almost get an answer there. Drexel's defense will hold the line.
That is an incredible last-second save from Kevin. Now stealing the boost. Zerf playing the 50. Morvu only 10 in the tank, trying to work his way forward. Kevin notices the hesitation, takes it amongst himself, goes over to Zerf. Shot blocked early by Oppum. Kevin leaves it for Barron. The cut stopped early by Knock. And Michigan State, you can see, even though they conceded first, they're not letting things go too easy. They are staying right in line.
That they are, and it's been, again, last time Michigan State survived Game 7 with San Diego State in the round of 16. That was almost a thrilling upset, but the Spartans up bomb. Scott one.
Yeah, he missed an open look over top, banging the crossbar there. Knock 50, Barron and Oppom said thank you very much. Pops it backwards. No one from Drexel had enough boost to make the stop.
3 minutes to go, and in the tournament, Oppom has the highest lethality on the conversion rate, 43.2% shooting-wise.
Yeah, and that is absolutely insane. And he's going to be looking to continue those numbers. And now, with Michigan State getting there first, Drexel, that little bit of comfort, that little bit of control might just be gone by the wayside. Maybe a look here for Kevin. Gets the clean outspeed. Kevin is on the board for the first time here in the national semifinal.
Drexel get the lead back intact here, but again, still over half the game to go. Michigan State looking now to respond. Down one again. We'll see if they can re-equalize pretty quickly.
Yeah, I would expect them to. I would expect the offense to get right back in tow as Knock will take flight here. Reset, taking it high. Shut down by Kevin. The follow-up shut down by Kevin as well. He stayed on it.
2:28 to go. As now Michigan State trying to answer back. Knock in trouble. Now Drexel's defense has woken up shortest, and their offense has finally found some life with 2 goals in the last couple minutes.
And now Zerf trying to force his way through, gets bumped off. Knock upfield, but it's going to be Barron who's there first. Morvu gets through him. Kevin to the ceiling, late touch out. He's looking right side, wanted Zerf. Didn't want to overextend, however, and you can see the midfield battle much more tense between Drexel and Michigan State. It's not all Spartans now. We are seeing Drexel being able to break through, put shots on, and that is a much better look than, of course, those first 2 games.
Minute 40. The play here in game number 3, Michigan State trying to equalize. It's Drexel trying to get this series back within striking distance for the win, and again, if a loss here would be monumental for Drexel's season.
Yeah, it really would. And Michigan State there looking to find their way back. Morvu, no read off the corner. Knock trying to work his way through the corner. Barron, 1 touch out, gets bumped away. Morvu looking for the cut. No, he takes the bump, leaves it for Oppum. Kevin misses. Oppum's there. Barron, goal line save.
Minute 15 to go in game number 3. Zerf, a fast break, turns it in.
And what a turnaround for Drexel. The goal line save. Barron immediately lobs it up to Zerf. Pre-flip finish. And Drexel lethal when they're able to get things going. And what a transition from the Dragons.
1:10 to go. Drexel up by 2 now. With 1 minute remaining. Michigan State, though, I mean, again, they finally kind of got pushed back a little bit, which could be, both good and bad. As once things started to go south, things have trickled south with the Spartans in the tournament.
Yeah, they really have, and maybe a good look here across the middle. Morvu forced to go high, and it has just been a completely different showing from Drexel. As soon as they put that first goal away, Nation, it's like the field completely changed.
38 seconds, more of a looking for one more here to get the Spartans within 1 late, but the Spartan offense, nothing there. Drexel has been unrelenting on defense the last couple minutes of this game, and what a way to turn things around.
Yeah, no, this was an incredible look for Drexel. Should be able to close it out. Up on a big demo. Knock is going to rip a shot, but Kevin picks up another save. His 5th of the game. Now the clear is made. That'll be all she wrote for game number 3. Drexel are right back in it.
5 to go. That one broken up. That'll do it for game number 3. Drexel is on the board.
They are indeed. And this is, again, this is just a great looking Drexel team here now, where they're able to find that one. Michigan State obviously still ahead in the series, but you got to feel with Drexel getting that first one, establishing themselves. You know, they got shut out in the first 2 games. Game number 3, they put up 3 themselves, going 3 for 7 as a team. That is a huge transition going forward. Now game 4 is anyone's to take.
That it is. And going to game 4 now, Drexel's got a chance to tie this series up and then really start Michigan State in a hole later on if they can tie this series and get game 5 and take the lead, and like Akron did.
Yeah, I mean they were able to answer back in the Zips. I mean they were down 1-2 versus Mizzou and got 3 in a row to take down Missouri. Drexel, I mean, trying to get their momentum going as well. Tying up this series 2-2 would be huge. Again, Michigan State, they find this 4th game. They're still up 3-1 on match point. So Drexel, they don't want to let it get that far.
Yeah, I mean, again, you don't want to drop multiple games to grow in a tournament. Again, Akron's the only team in the country to not do that in this championship bracket. But again, when you get to these situations, this is a pivotal moment of the season now for Michigan State. You can have a 3-1 lead with the game in hand, or if you lose this game, your season can be over in 10 minutes.
Yeah, this is, I mean, this is so tense at this point. I mean, again, it's only game number 4, but still, you feel like this one could be the decider. You feel like every single one of these games you see could be that one to allow one of these teams to really take full control and try and end it. But we are underway. Drexel trying to tie things up confidently. Michigan State looking for an early match point. Morvu looking to do it himself, misses the read. Oppom leaves it for Knock. He fires wide.
30 seconds gone here in game number 4 as Drexel's offense came up alive last game and trying to obviously continue that here in game 4. Michigan State, though, they've always responded well after a loss outside of these middle games you mentioned earlier that are a shaky kind of a situation for Michigan State. Last night with San Diego State, they were sent back and forth into game 7. Florida had them sent to game 6 back and forth.
Yeah, so we'll see if Drexel are going to be able to find that same kind of pattern, that same kind of rocking momentum, or if Michigan State are going to be able to regain that control quite quickly. More of a good challenge here, but it'll fall towards Kevin. A little bit awkward off the backboard, makes the save cleanly versus Oppom. Now Zerf trying to get the offense going. You can see Michigan State looks like they sped up a little bit more, using a lot more of that physicality here in game 4.
3:30 to go. Oppom looking for a double, couldn't turn it in. Zerf will clear that one wide for the Dragon defense. But another snapshot there, unable to fall through. Barrett will cover the base for the Drexel defense. 3:20 to play. Another opportunity for Oppom is set away. Rebound also wide.
And Kevin will have himself a clear one in the 1v1, but Oppom not going to give it to him. Morvu fires from range. Baron to stop Morvu, trying to go middle again. It's Zerfu rips it away. Drexel under a ton of pressure here just 2 minutes in, but they are holding strong. Oppom double taken away by Kevin this time.
Michigan State is yet to be shut out in this tournament as well, and that's kind of another stat to kind of keep track of. Is 2:50 to go. Michigan State nearing a shutout for Drexel here.
I mean, this one it's still got half the game left, and you can feel that it can still go either which way, but that one goal, that first goal that comes through, might just be the game winner. With, again, how tense both defenses are looking. No one really able to break through. Kevin ends up pinching this one back. Zerf need to be wary of the demo. Will get eliminated. Knock is up for it. Shot far side. Saved by Barrett.
Drexel's reminding me of Akron right now. Their defense has come alive. It's woken up. Their offense is generating natural opportunities like Akron did. And every game that goes on, they look better and better.
Yeah, they do indeed, but they're getting pushed back so much in this one. Morvu fires high. We've seen 5 saves already out of Drexel. Kevin's got 3. Barron has got 2, and maybe he's going to need another one. This one cleared away. Knock quickly turn to the midfield line. A miss up high from Kevin. Could give a look here for the Spartans, but Knock has no boost working. There's a good 50 straight back to Morvu. Needs to be careful of Kevin, who will rip the shot away.
Minute 45 to go. Knock dusted by Surf. Now the Dragons offense, a chance to strike here. Barron couldn't get back to that one. Kevin put this one just off the mark as Michigan State trying to battle with Drexel. Minute 30 to go, and this clock still heavily favoring the Spartans.
Yeah, it really is. Maybe a look here for Morvu into the backboard. Kevin is there, just trying to collect that corner boost. Op-bomb will take it from him. Now a good bump out front. Barron trying the chip, but Op-bomb was back. Morvu would have been there as well. Another even 50. You can see Drexel still struggling to gain any of that offensive control. Kevin looking to do it himself. Morvu intercepts over to Op-bomb. Another good transition opportunity.
Minute to go with Drexel. Barrett, big save there. This last minute has to be efficient for Drexel, and I think if this goes to overtime, Michigan State's going to win it.
Yeah, they very well could. I mean, they are having so many chances here. Drexel, they are holding on by the skin of their teeth, and they're being outshot by 3 times the amount by MSU. Here's a good demo in front. Knock wants the cut. He fakes out one. Now looking to drop it down. This one falls through for Morvu. Michigan State finally break down Drexel.
And Morvu gonna find a potential game-winning goal with 36 seconds to play. The Dragons trail with not much time to go.
And they had save after save after save, but ultimately that is just not the kind of environment you want to be in long term. You need to find more control than that. Now the offense is being forced to work here with 30 seconds remaining.
25 now on the clock for the Dragons offense to generate one opportunity. Pass across will connect with Barron, sent wide by Knock as Kevin fires, also wide towards the corner. Barrett faking out midfield, third pass to fall back here, 10 to go. Their offense has to get a look here soon.
Yeah, there's still just miscommunication from the offensive. Drexel. Barron just lobs this one away. Morvu towards the corner. Knock is there, just looking to kill it towards the ground. It goes. Kevin keeps it alive momentarily. It will still stay alive off the backboard. Morvu a good 50. This one looks like it might just be it. The demo comes through from Op-bomb, and Michigan State are on match point.
Michigan State a game away for national title game appearance in a date with number 1 Akron. And how do you think Akron feel about the way this series has gone?
I mean, I think they're going to be more happy that Drexel would get knocked out. I do have to admit, again, Drexel had themselves a perfect sweep over Akron in non-con. And even though we see in the previous national championship it was Akron who took down Drexel, I think they might have a little bit of a... They might just be happier going toe-to-toe with Michigan State instead.
If Drexel fall, Akron to be the only sole holder of that record, as always talked about earlier.
Yeah, it would be the only team to return to those national championships. And again, we'll see if Drexel can do it. They really have to fight their way out. They need 3 in a row, nation, versus a team like Michigan State.
It's going to be tough. I mean, we saw Florida kind of get 2 in a row and send it to 6 after a 3-0 start. But you know, Michigan State's a whole another beast. We knew coming into this season, Michigan State would be a team to beat on Championship Sunday. Now Drexel, number 1 in the country, already beat Akron once this season. But now they're 3 games away from playing Akron again. But they have to find a way to get through Michigan State first.
Yeah, they really do. And again, they need that offense to pick things up more. And you know, we've still seen Michigan State. They have continued to run the pitch. It was a great adaptation after game number 3. They got right back in, and you can see already the offense looking to strike early and often. Op-bomb can't get through. Kevin Zerf trying to find himself a clear, but Morvu reads it perfectly through the corner. No boost, trying to send it middle, will be taken away by Barron.
Also, another thing to take account into is the CCS National Championship game has always featured 1 returning team and 1 new coming team.
And we're about 4 minutes away from possibly seeing that again, but it's got to be Michigan State to try and end it right here. And again, we know Drexel aren't gonna give it up all too easy, nation. But Michigan State, I mean, they have already done a great job in this national semifinal.
That they have it. Now 4 minutes to go here. Drexel have to win this game to keep their season alive, or else they'll go home with $50 in winnings. But Knock finds the first of Game 5.
Yeah, they just keep on pressuring through. Kevin has to take 150, can't take the second. You can see Baron and Zerf just stuck in net, and then the needle, I mean, threading the needle there, bottom right. And beautifully done by Nock to get the early one. And, you know, again, Drexel conceding the first one. That's where it's already seeming tough to try and bring it back.
Michigan State, the highest offensive stats of any team in this tournament. They have 82 total goals coming into tonight. Akron second with 62. I'm not quite sure what the numbers look like now, but again, Michigan State, the highest amount of goal scoring in this tournament so far.
Yeah, no, it's been crazy. I mean, that's obviously going to shift a little more, but you know, prior to this series, I mean, again, just seeing how dominant of an offense Michigan State has, and maybe a look here for Drexel. No, Baron can't even put a shot on. Now Zerf will 50 his way into the backboard. Drexel need to respond. Another miss out front, and you can just see Drexel again. They look that little bit of disconnected. They look a little bit uncomfortable, and you can see there was an open shot there, but both players are late, and then double commit happens, and Michigan State on the transition.
3 minutes to go here in game number 5. Drexel again have to score to keep their season alive a little while longer. Michigan State, though, can end the season of Drexel and punch a ticket to the title game.
Yeah, they very well could, and they're in a great spot to do exactly that. They just got to hold for the back half of this game. Kevin's shot into the crossbar, fall from Zerf is way towards the corner. May have been deflected early. Now off bomb gets around one, tries to 50 through. Kevin can't do so. Kevin trying to get right back on the offensive end of the field, trying to force his way through. But again, Michigan State just holding. Their 50s are so consistent here, nation.
Kevin back across Michigan State territory. 2 minutes ago and some change. Barrett launching forward, and Drexel's offense just can't seem to create anything thrown as Michigan State just continuing to put them in difficult situations. As Obama nearing an opportunity there, but the Spartans offense now in trouble. There's an open net, 1-1.
And in transition, Drexel strike a much needed turn on here. Zerf getting there, and no one left back for Michigan State. Baron taking full advantage of that fact. It's 1-1, but again, Drexel trying to really get their offense going. It was one of those transition goals, nation, where you know you do get the goal, but it's really not your offense breaking through MSU, and we'll see how Drexel are able to keep things going. Here's a look, but Zerf gets a late touchdown under Nock.
1:48 to play in Drexel. Kevin, one-on-one here. Going to get a 50. It's lost wide left as Morvo will start the counter for the Spartans. A must-see for Morvo. Off the mark of Zerf will take it wide. 90 seconds and change to play, and Drexel still trying to keep their season alive.
Yeah, they are. Michigan State, they're just looking to close it up here in 5, and they're still so close to doing exactly that. Kevin plays it high. Gets one bounce off the ceiling, not much more. Morvu will shut it down safely. Zerf trying to find his way through, ends up getting demoed here. Baron takes flight again. Nock, no boost left. Baron playing a little bit of keep away, going middle to Kevin. Is shut down by Morvu again.
1 minute to go in a demo now for off bomb Michigan State. I mean, one breakthrough could spell the end for Drexel. Off bomb to midfield. Kevin's there for a save. Morvu taking his time. Michigan State nearly a chance to end this.
And I think MSU probably know that, you know, I think the timer favors them. You know, later into this game, the pressure is just going to be more and more on Drexel. And if, you know, ultimately, if Michigan State, they drop this game, it's not the end of the world. They're still going to have 2 chances to end this series, but they know Drexel are feeling the pressure. They've got to be 30 seconds left, still all tied up their season, hanging in limbo. Kevin reset, but no one there to follow it up. Morvu getting through the transition. He wants to double down. Nock is waiting middle. Here's a shot. Look, he misses. Up, follow-up is high. Drexel looking to hold.
And Michigan State's offense, it's one of its best looks of the night, goes haywire in a pivotal moment now. Drexel trying to go down the field and end this thing with up bomb. One more chance, a pass gets across. It's just going to trickle in.
Where's the defense?
What did we just watch?
The defense crumbles. Drexel completely left it open.
And Kevin just lets it roll with 1 second to go. The Trackets trail by 1.
That's their season right there. Baron and Zerf both jumped. Kevin had nothing to do. And that's it. Michigan State move on to the national championship. Drexel, let it go.
And Drexel just watched that ball trickle in their net and end their season. I'm at a loss of words for what we just watched.
I cannot believe we had seen their defense do its very best to hold for so long, and ultimately they've been getting pressured and pressured and pressured. And you know, when that pressure happens, you're gonna break. But like that, all three players back, none able to make contact. It just bounced in to the right side, and that has got to be haunting for Drexel.
And it's going to haunt them now going into Summer League, and we'll see what they do in the summer. They'll be back, though, for sure. Baron already kind of let us know they'll be back, but Jonas moving along to Michigan State and Akron. What do you expect to see in the title game?
I mean, I'm expecting to see a great showing regardless. I mean, this is going to be an absolute battle. Again, Akron, they had their way with a high-octane offense in Mizzou. They're going to be looking to do it again, win themselves back-to-back national championships. But we saw Michigan State, I mean, taking down a Drexel like that, that is an insane look. 4-1 go the Spartans, and that's a huge way to get momentum rolling into the national championship.
Well, we're going to go to break. When we come back, the national championship game presented by the Collegiate Conference Series in media partnership with Sideline Sports Network. We'll see you guys in about 10 minutes for the title game.